Hey guys, Jay here. So we just got another very big batch of leak, and this time it kind of is confirmed to be true because this comes from a particular interview that Jonathan Roger did in France, I believe. And there's a bunch of information that is posted by Cami here, and there's a lot of juicy stuff. And why do I think this is true? Well, because this guy is asked by GG to remove this post because it seems like the information is not supposed to be posted this early. Anyway, regardless, we will be getting all of these information probably by tomorrow when they actually have the official live stream anyway. So hey, if you are not in for like leak information, if you don't want spoiler for the live stream, then please go ahead and do not watch the later part of the video because I am going to go through all of them, maybe not everything in detail, but a lot of the information that we got here for all the leak here. We got a bunch of information here, as you can see, a bunch of tabs. Right, so let's just get straight into it. Again, spoiler alert, this is a lot of spoiler. Even though it is only one day, still it is spoiling, right? So we do get Act 4. It is confirmed, at least with the leak. And again, I will speak for the whole video in the tone that I would assume that this leak is true. And from all the things that we know, it seems to be true, right? Act 4 is non-linear. It will be a bunch of different islands, a bunch of different places, and we are going to do the quests, depending on what we want to do first, basically. So it is a little bit like Act 2, actually. Act 2, you kind of follow a quest line, but you also can do a bunch of quests in different orders. So this might be a little bit more than that in terms of like the linear of the quest line. So, well, Act 4 is confirmed. It is going to be Karui. This guy seems to be present in this act. We do have the glimpse of the boss here. I think it is the troll boss. In the very early footage of the game when they first announced POE2. So this guy's very cool, right? I am looking forward into this one. We have 100 new types of monster, 16 new areas. We have 99 new type of monster, and then dark microtransaction. Sorry, I was mistaken there. And 16 new areas and 12 new bosses. This seems very promising. This might not be the kind of like content that a lot of people is asking for, which is like endgame content, stuff to do in long term. But in my opinion, this is way more important than the actual endgame content because they might forgot that this is not a finished game. So the first priority is not to create content that you are going to do in the endgame, is to finish the base game first. So this is way more important. I am very excited for it. If you don't think so, well, I think you are cooked. But hey, it is what it is, right? So Act 4 is confirmed. Second, I don't think this actually mattered that much because it's going to be going away anyway. This is Interlude, so it basically is like a placeholder, and it's the things that you are going to go through instead of Act 5 and 6 in order to breach the level gap between finishing the campaign and actually getting to the end game. So this is basically a placeholder, so you can do a bunch of this. I don't want to go too deep into this one, but seems like it's just a bunch of like unfinished thing, or at least it is part of something that is unfinished, but they are releasing it in a state so you can actually just have something to play through, basically. Right, so this, I think it is a good way to solve the issue that we worry if they release one act. It might be weird if we have to do cruel difficulty. So cruel difficulty is now no longer a thing. We just do Act 1 through 4, and then we do the interlude. So I think that is a pretty nice solution overall. This is a W for me. Then we got a mechanic to streamline exploration. Well, first of all, we get this one. This one is very big, but I don't know what I want to think about it. In one way, I like it. In another way, I think this is a huge band-aid fix. So we have the sprint. Basically, how it is worked, it is available for all classes, just like the dodge roll. But now when you press on the dodge roll button, which by default is the space bar, it's the space bar. If you hold it down, you will start to sprint. The thing is, you are going to move faster, but when you are hit, right, So when you are hit, you will fall to the ground while sprinting, and that hit, you fall to the ground. So this is such such a letdown. I think this is very much a band-aid fix because people are complaining about like walking too much in the campaign, too far, zones too big, and they don't want to backtrack. And well, now we can actually sprint back to whatever we are like not finishing in the map. For example, we can backtrack to kill a rare monster on the other side of the map a little bit faster. I don't like it to be the final solution, but at least it is something now, you know, at least it is something still. So it is better than nothing, right? So I don't like it, but you know, it is what it is. We have to accept it. It is better than nothing. So that is sprinting. Now this one is really big for build creation and you know, just building your character in general. So we are going to have the restriction of one support gem for your whole character to be removed. So now if you like, for example, a faster attack like martial tempo, right, you can just put martial tempo in every single skill that you want. You don't have the limitation anymore, which means they will need to rework a ascendancy class that is the Gemling Legionnaire, at least 1 point that allow you to use 2 copies of the same support gem. So that is no longer like any useful, and another item, unique item that allow you to do the same. So that is going to probably be reworked to something else, and I kind of want to see what they are cooking with that. Hopefully something more useful than what it used to be. So right now we again have no restriction there. We can use the best support gems for multiple skill, which actually just is a encouragement to use more skill. Because before, if we just put every single best support damage support gem into one skill, if you want to do another skill, it is weird, right? It is not optimal, so it feels bad. Now it should not feel bad anymore. Overall, there might be a long-term consequence to build diversity and support gem diversity in builds, but I think for now, at least it will feel much better to build your character, especially if you want to do it yourself, right? So you don't have a lot of restriction. So yeah, these are just basically like explaining the support gem limitation. Also, now we have the progression tier for support gems. For example, this one, okay. The quality of the image is not that high, and I cannot zoom any further, but basically in a support gem we'll have multiple tiers now: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. In general, if you progress with your just general character and campaign progression, you will be able to get the higher tier of the support gem as well. So here we have just basically stronger, and in some cases, right, in some cases, level 3, for example, here, the rapid casting start with 15 and then 20% cast speed, so it's just getting a little bit stronger. But at rank 3, it will change into each different spell cast in the last 8 seconds, grant 10% cast speed. So it is more build defining for some cases. We will need to see the whole thing, see if there's anything else that is more interesting. But yeah, that is basically the theme, right? If you don't want to cast multiple spells, for example, in this case, you can just keep using the level 2, the tier 2 rapid casting. So we have endgame. We also have this thing. This is very big. Lineage Support. I think it will be here in this next image. So it basically is like some form of like stronger support gem that is exclusive, dropped in the end game. It's not going to be able to be dropped in the campaign, and it's not going to be able to be cut by using an uncut gem, right? So it is dropped by default. If it is dropped as a for example, Ratha's Assault, it will be a Ratha's Assault. You will not be able to switch it to another like gem, like just when you choose an uncut gem, right? If that makes sense. So anyway, I think this is like a kind of like a cooler awakened gem, awakened support gem system. because you don't need to be based on a normal version of a support gem to make an awakened version, but now they can actually make just a strong support gem in general. There's a bunch of things that can be really cool and just intuitive. In this list, for example, we have the Zarok refrain here. Supported spells echo 2 times. It does have a cooldown, so potentially if you have a big boy spell that does a lot of damage and you use this support gem, one cast, you will have 3 instances of the support of the gems of the spells, and it would just deal 3 times the damage compared to what it normally does. But it has a 5-second cooldown, and again, we will never know for sure how this cooldown will interact with spells that actually have cooldown. So if it overrides the cooldown, some like long cooldown spell, it is just basically really insane. I don't think it is going to work that way, but regardless, there is a bunch of potential things that we can test out in the real situation in game, and then we can just like decide if it is good or not. Anyway, we also have things like Diala's Desire, so +1 to level of supported skill gems, and +10 to quality of supported skill. So this is really, really good, right? This is like a enhance and empower combined together, and it's a little bit weaker. Like I think it also have, by the way, cost multiplier of 90%. So this can be a really good support gem for reservation gems. So I really like it. If you have something that is like a meta gem, a trigger gem, this can be very, very helpful. And there's a bunch of cool things here. I don't want to go into every single one of them. It does not really make sense because we need to know the other stuff in the game before we can decide if it's good or not. But if you want to see what they are, there is a list here of the things that is shown already, and I'll leave the link in the description for every single one of them, right? Next one, this is reworking dexterity classes. So I don't know what to think about this one. Normally, personally, dexterity classes is not really my kind of classes. Normally, I don't really like gravitate toward the dexterity classes like the bow class. I don't like it that much. So we get a bunch of new or reworked skills here. Whatever for me. But this one is pretty cool, right? Toxic Domain, I really like this one. It creates an area around your character and you get a buff. I like it. Electrocuting Arrow. Mirage Archer should be a really, really nice one. So Mirage Archer, you can support it, you can socket an active bow skill gem with the Mirage Archer, and it will use for you. The Mirage will deal 30% less damage, cannot create a new Mirage if a Mirage has expired. If a Mirage has expired, or if you have dodge roll in the past 6 seconds. Okay, so that is a very big downside. So you cannot have 100% uptime for sure. There's no way you can have 100% uptime to create Mirage Archer, but maybe it can be used for applying some like utility debuff on bosses, for example. We never know, right? Defenses, Deflect. I already read about Deflect. Basically, it's just like suppression chance in POE1. So you can stack up to 100%, and when you get 100%, and when you proc it, it will reduce the damage taken. The difference is in POE1 suppression, which is a very, very strong freaking layer of defense. I think this would just get, like, basically is required for almost every single build eventually, because in POE1 suppression is just super strong, and this basically is suppression, but it works for every kind of hit. So it's not just spells, it also works for attack hits. And it prevents 40% of the damage, so a little bit less than the suppression value, which is 50%, but still super, super freaking consistent, insanely valuable. I think, depending on how hard it is to get, but if it is reasonably easy to get, it is just basically a no-brainer for everybody who built the character to get Deflect. Maybe even on non-dexterity character. Block and parry improve. To be honest, I don't have high hope for block and parry. Is not really the ARPG playstyle for me personally, so I don't care about this one. But hey, overall it is a buff. And if you enjoyed this playstyle, or if it actually is good now, maybe we'll see more use of block and parry. It is not that it's like not powerful, it's just clunky to use for a lot of people. Not everyone, but a lot of people. Next one. This one is okay. Here, more impactful fire skill. Am I a fucking prophet or not? I think I am a seer. This is the exact wording that I use. More impactful fire skill. Right, in the one of the previous video that I just made. Let me actually, I don't think that I keep the file, but in the previous video I said exactly this. We need more impactful fire skill, but this is not really what I think it is. They are fixing a bunch of fire skill that is less impactful and make it better. I'm not complaining, but still, we desperately need one big spell, not attack, spell that do a lot of fire damage in one hit. So Volcanic Fissure is going to be splitting multiple rift, and we create more area of effect. I like this one. I've always been wanting to use Volcanic Fissure, but it's just too bad. Really sad skill. So yeah, not really a thing. But now maybe it can be a thing. Forge Hammer. This is a new skill. Hurl a molten hammer that crashes into distance. And it can be recoil, or it can explode via Warcry. Ooh. Oh, so it is going to be like on the ground, and you Warcry, you explode it, and it deals. It create a Volcanic Fissure and create a Fairy Arena against bosses. Man, that's pretty cool. It seems to have 8-second cooldown, so it's not a spammable skill. I think this is a pretty cool skill. Let me see. While the fissure persists, using a slam on them would cause aftershock. So there's a bunch of different interaction here. It's very hard to be read because it is just very low quality. But I think this is a very cool skill. See what people are going to cook with this one. Perfect Strike has a much wider area of effect. That's good. More AoE, more good. Molten Blast no longer forces forward movement. This is really good. This is a very weird playstyle. If it no longer forces, but it has the option to be moving forward, it is still good. But hey, anyway, I personally like this change because I'm not used to the playstyle of things like this one. Molten Blast to move your character forward where you are clicking. It's a little bit hard to control for me personally. I am just a very bad player in general. Ancestral Cry, new glory skill charge by setting enemies on fire and summon ancestral power. Fissure to each step, memorable bursting from blows. This is a little bit more complicated. Let's just not get too much into it. Shield charge have more cooldown. It should have less cooldown. I don't like higher cooldown skill. Increased damage based on distance travel. Okay, maybe they are. This is more like they want this to be used as a damaging skill. Shield wall, expand area. Okay, fortify cry, defensive buff. It looks cool. Magma barrier no longer require precise timing. Good. Very good for a very bad player like myself. Seismic Scry. Now stun enemy. Ready to be stunned. This is prime for stun. I think this is like a translation to English. So it's not. It is in French, I believe. So this is prime for stun. That's cool. Sunder will now increase the physical damage taken by the target. Sunder need more buff. Who would have thought? Totem. Now Ancestral Warrior Totem. Okay. Becomes a very powerful skill, but requiring 3 stacks of stamina to summon. Deal massively increased damage and skill with player weapon. That is very good. At least for a single target, I think. More source of stamina charges, so it is just to be creating charges to use this totem. Answered call. So this is a bunch of, I would assume, yeah, Army of Totem. These are just buff to Totem playstyle. Not really my kind of playstyle, but hey, it's good, right? Buff is good. Defenses and playing comfort. Encased in Jade. Okay, this is much, much better. Encased in Jade was quite clunky to use. I like this change. Accuracy, melee warrior benefit from increased hit rate at close range. This is very, very good, right? Getting a lot of accuracy on the left side, on the left down side of the skill tree is pretty damn hard. So this is really, really good. We can build crit without having to invest too much into getting a lot of accuracy. Armor. This is the big boy thing. Gain ability to better reduce elemental damage thanks to new stat available. I don't know what to think about this because armor. The bad thing about armor is that it's not universal enough against like elemental damage and such, but it is not that great to mitigate physical hit in the first place, at least in POE2. Unless you get a very, very high number. Maybe, sure, maybe now you will get more like more reason to invest into armor. But I think they still need to buff it a little bit in just the raw effectiveness of the armor for it to be good. That's what I think, right? Let's see how it performs. But regardless, this is a positive change. Now we get to Crossbow. Okay, stronger combo and more Crossbow. Crossbow skill seems to be buff in general. So the big thing is Crossbow reload no longer penalizes your movement, which is a lot of trouble before. Skills that can be used while moving, the slow penalty is now much shorter. I think that is referring to the grenade use, because when you use a grenade, normally before when I played with my grenade build, I shoot a grenade and then I immediately dodge roll to cancel the slow penalty of casting a skill. The skill throw out instantly, but your character is slowed for a brief moment. So I want to cancel that. Now this is much shorter, so maybe I don't need to do that like weird playstyle of like shooting, dodge rolling constantly, right? Combo mechanic, a shock double duration, good. Increase the damage deals to shock enemy. Oh shit, Plasma Blast is already a very, very big single target skill. We have seen highlight of one-shotting like endgame pinnacle bosses with Plasma Blast already. So this is, I don't know what to think about it. It's already strong, but it's stronger. I like it, regardless. Chill freeze, okay, burning. Okay, so basically they buff the element to be longer, so we can just combo much easier. Okay. Synergy between skill. Okay, so there are more synergy between different skill. Okay, cool. Ooh, Mortal Cannon. Particular novelty, the Mortal Cannon. Raise a cannon totem which use socketed grenade skill with significantly improved cooldown recovery rate. Oof. Significantly improved cooldown recovery rate. Yikes. It is very cool, right? Thematically, is it very cool, but I am very skeptical about significantly improve the cooldown recovery rate, because maybe if we have more charges, if it still throw out all the charges, I think it would be okay. When we put down a mortal cannon, it's going to throw, for example, 5 charges of a voltaic grenade. That would be cool, right? Then we need to recharge, but we can just cast another one maybe. Who knows? I like it. Thematically, it's super cool. Redesigned banner. Who cares about banner? Considered too weak. Been reworked. Extended duration. Good. No longer disappear when you leave the area. Good. Removal of the value system. Good. They now offer more consistent and powerful bonuses. Okay, I think this potentially can be actually good, except for the one niche banner build in the previous league for like a support character. But hopefully it can be something that is worth using. Right now it's just very clunky and kind of worthless in most cases. Last slide, or last image. Empowered summon and new occult weapon. So, ooh, melee minion, no more accuracy issue. This is good. Brute, new command skill, okay. Kind of whatever. But this one is very big, so we don't need to worry about minion not hitting an enemy, a melee minion. Because spellcaster minion like Storm Mage, like Ice Mage already always hit as they are using spells. I don't have a lot of thought about Summoner really. Unearth can now be cast on the corpses of your own dead skeleton. This is really good. Skeleton can you jump skill to get the prey faster, I think. Raise Ghost, I think this is Raise Spectre. Reduce spirit cost. That is very, very good. And significantly increased damage. Okay, finally, Raise Spectre might be something that is going to work. Last patch, Dawn of the Hunt, we were very, very excited for Spectre because there is hundreds of monster potentially to be tamed as our Spectre, but it is very underwhelming last patch. I know people try to make it work and test a lot of things, but so far, I don't think it's like good enough, but significantly increased damage and also reduced spirit cost should be something good enough to bring it to like viable state, I think. New weapon, the Reaping Staff. Okay. Access to Reap. This is the Reap icon in POE1 as well. AoE physical duration critical. 1 second cast time and 11% crit chance, base crit chance. That's good. Deal physical damage. Applied physical critical weakness. Gain life on calling. This is a base skill, so I don't think we should be expecting much, but who knows? Maybe it can be cool. We'll see. Witch Ascendancy, Blood Mage. Before, forced to start with Sangumancy. Thank God they actually addressed this. Now, Sangumancy, I think this is Sangumancy, right? So Sangumancy is free, giving immediate access to the heart of the class. I think this is a very good decision. Before, it is very weird to try to make a build with Blood Mage because I feel like there is always 2 more ascendancy points that I need, and there is always 2 points that nobody likes, which is the first 2 points to take Sangumancy. So if it is what it is like this one, I think Blood Mage is just going to be insanely attractive. It is a strong class, don't get me wrong. It is already very strong, but now it will feels better to play the class and to build the character with the class. Infernalist, demon form was not used much, yes. Okay, now you just keep your stat. That's cool. That's much better. Now we can keep the stat of the weapon that we are using, and demon form might see more uses. Maybe we don't just see one niche demon form build anymore, but more good things. And there seems to be more leaked stuff, but it's already taken down, and there is no... next article we talk about the monk, right? So there are big changes to every existing class, I would believe, from the things that we see here, so we can expect more changes to the monk. Maybe to the Amazon, I don't know. We'll see when the official live stream is live. We can know more about all these stuff, but seems like from everything that we know, these leaks are most likely true. So that is everything, all the information that we got so far. I will leave the link to every single one of these in the description. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned, say hi. We are going to get the live stream tomorrow, and then the leak is going to be coming in less than 10 days. So really excited for this one. There is one bad thing, right? Is not in here, but there is one bad thing, really sad, that is 99% true. I still have 1% copium, but 99% that we are not going to get a druid in the next patch. Big freaking sad. But I think they are going to release with a new class, and from all the things that we see, all the data mine stuff, all the leaked information here, I would think that it would make sense for them to release a Marauder class. Last patch was Dawn of the Hunt, a bunch of things that is related to the Huntress, companion, and like just hunter stuff. Now, this is the big release of Act 4, which is Karui theme. And a Karui warrior is the Marauder. So it makes sense that we are going to have the Marauder. And I would think that we probably will have the Axe with the Marauder as the new weapon type. We do have a bunch of Axe skill gem in the data mine. So yeah, probably that is going to be the next class. At least that is my prediction. So everything here. Thanks for watching. It is it's pretty long, half an hour. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.